think we are live. I think we are live. I hope we are live. Let's get into it. Listen, NAMM is not about the gear, it's about this. I just hosted 3 epic panels at NAMM 2026 in Anaheim, California, and the biggest wins were not the plugins or the synths, it was the conversations, the trends, and the moves that actually affect our music careers. I'm going to be doing a photo dump of what I captured on my phone. I have the phone here that you can see all the videos and images from NAMM in Anaheim, California last week, an incredible conference. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with, I don't even know if the audio will play. If so, let me turn the audio down. So pulling up the Anaheim, actually flying into LAX. I had my wife, my mom, my son, and the dog in tow. Let's see, forgot a slide over some more footage of the airplane as we're pulling in or landing. I was had the window seat, pull up the LAX, and as soon as we got settled in the airport and everything, actually my guy Aaron, who's my photographer, was sending me footage of the room that my panels would be in the next day. So they actually had a conference happening a couple days leading into NAMM, and this is the room that my panel was in the next day, which you'll see shortly. And I had to go get a picture of the NAMM sign. So this is the day we landed. I had to walk the dog, and the obligatory NAMM Show sign image. Got a couple of those. And then that night, there was a meetup at Create Music Studios. You can turn this volume down. I'm going to talk over this. Let me make sure I turn the volume down. So Create Music Studios, great facility out there in California, obviously. Had a great hangout. Met some incredible musicians, composers, producers, singers, songwriters. A great way to sort of lead into the NAMM show. That bear looked kind of scary. It looks like a little crazy shop. That scene behind in that shop looked like it could be a scary movie. But the studios were incredible. I actually had a great chat with Full Sail alum, fellow Full Sail alum out there. One of my guys just texted me, said he just made it back to Louisiana with all the cancellations and stuff. So yeah, the snow was crazy. Shout out to Create Music Studios. They were setting up to have some recordings with live bands and live musicians in the facilities. And I like the lighting, like the atmosphere. They had a bunch of studios. They had some drinks we could grab. Yeah, just a great overall event. And then my guy Ma'at, who was setting up one of the studios to record Ma'at Hotep. Whenever I'm in LA, he's always doing some dope networking events, some dope hangouts, and this is one of them. So I'm always happy to link up with him as he set up the mic. I think this is the first time I saw him that week, and just connected. He's doing some sound checks and things in there, and then in the studio that he was in, they were actually doing some playbacks. They actually ended up recording a song, so he had 2 vocalists go in there, 2 singers, and then I think a rapper went in there, and they ended up just cooking up a song on the spot. So that was dope. This is 6-7 Music, aka Tremaine, fellow Full Sail alum. We connected, we chatted about some great things, including some music I need to work on for him. And I will leave it at that. This is Ma'at doing his thing. Pause. Again, in the studio. I'm not going to play this clip. I have the audio down, but Monet, I think, is recording right now. Vocals are insane. Incredible singer, songwriter, vocalist. She's killing it right there. And then day 2, my panels. Kick the day off with my Bel Air panel with Morgan here on the left, the director of Bel Air, Easy McCoy, the theme songwriter. Then I had Jacob and Rowan, who are the composers of the Bel Air. We had over 200 people in that room talking about the whole Bel Air concept and idea. Shout out to Hunter Love, who was hanging out with my mom, keeping her company. He sat next to her during both panels. He said she was incredible. Thank you, Hunter, man. Appreciate it. Hunter Love, co-founder of Formation Sound with Farnell Newton. Then my second panel was ended up being like an API panel unintentionally, but maybe intentionally. But I had Brian from Verdant, Peter from Cozy Music, Christian from Format Entertainment, and Lava from Riot Games. They dropped some gems. Stay tuned for the recordings of the actual panels as well when I get them from my guy Aaron, who was the videographer. We took some crazy photos. Then hanging out in the hallway. So after these panels, you get to hang out in the hallway. So in this case, I think I was in the hallway for like hour and a half, 2 hours. This is Morgan Cooper. This is Easy McCoy, who I had on the panel. This is Aaron, who's my videographer for the week, and a composer that he works with. I forgot his name. Aaron, forgive me. This is Jacob and Rowan, the composers of Bel Air. Great to have them. Also, I got too many pictures. This is Peter. I actually ended up grabbing lunch with Peter and Easy shortly after this. So got some shots there. This is another Samantha, also from Cozy Music, who's been keeping me on track when I'm submitting stuff and making sure I get stuff out there and that it's getting pitched. So shout out to Samantha. Hopefully I will see more of the Cozy team at South by Southwest. So I got to hit the floor a little bit on Thursday, not as much as I wanted to overall for the conference. I typically don't spend too much time on the showroom floor. My focus is on the panels and the networking events, but had to walk the floor. Didn't get to half the vendors I wanted to get to because just time. It's only 3 days. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And again, I spent a lot of my time networking and also hosting the panels. So yeah, didn't get a lot of time on the floor, for better or worse. But some great vendors. I got to do some follow up to some of those vendors. Anyway, this is Meredith from Splice. Had a great chat with her, and Splice did an incredible networking event. I believe that second night or third night, first night. All the nights are running together. But hanging out with her. This is my guy Cam on the cam capturing footage. That's me right there. This is his friend and co-producer, my friend and co-producer, producer Romano, and then right here is Andy Mack from Akai or N Music, incredible marketing guru and VP or executive, whatever his role is over there. This is Brianna Shelko from Level Up, CEO of Level Up Music Productions. You'll see me hanging out with her and some other pictures. So I'm just showing all the pictures. There's the one with the flash. There we go. Got the flash going. Way too many pictures. And then we're getting silly. So this is a shot from my panel. Man, this is the panoramic shot from the panel. Second panel I had. Again, over 200, I would say about 250 maybe. I should have counted, but 200, 250 in these rooms for both panels. Insane. This is the Friday. I was hosting a talk with Brianna Shelko. So this is the entering into that room. And my talk was at 10:30, connecting students to real world music career pathways. 30-minute chat with Brianna Shelko. And that was our room. Again, about 200 or so people in there. And we had a great chat. We talked about mental health. We low-key started like a sync relationship business, sync with benefits. So yeah, incredible chat, fun chat. Stay tuned for that recording as well once I get that from Aaron. And then throughout the week, I connected with some Spelman sisters, fellow Spelman sisters from my daughter, who was a sophomore at Spelman College in Atlanta, and just chatting with them throughout the week and connecting with them, seeing them at different events and inviting them to different events and finding out some things about Spelman College, about how students can get funding to go to things like this. So yeah, great chatting with them, and hopefully I'll be doing some things at Spelman this semester or next semester, hopefully this semester. My cousin Jay Yoko, she is music consultant slash A&R agent. Holler at her if you need any music career advice, if you know any artists needing management. She is dope. She was with the Ramped, sort of the program that helps musicians with disabilities. They had a booth out there at NAMM, and of course I was happy to bump into her. And then I had to catch my guy Jared, who was hosting his own talk in front of about 200 people in this room, talking about sync licensing and networking, and Jim's just the only way that he could provide. Shout out to Jared, man. Super proud of him. I had him on my first panel back in 2023 for NAMM, and yeah, he's killing it. So got a few pictures there. Then I had to run over to Band Lab with Jay. This room wasn't as full as I think it should have been, but this is an executive at Band Lab talking about the Band Lab sort of ecosystem and how it's helped artists. Then I caught the Parlor, hosted by Herb Trowick, met Cosign, and actually had a chance to chop it up with him. Asked him what song he wants trailerized, got his contact information. So dope. Cosign is dope, man. Shout out, just NAMM in general is dope. This is one of the bars where I think I ended up getting lunch like 2 days in a row. And then there's a little sitting area by the bar here at the Hilton. And I want to say right here, I'm going up the escalator. At some point throughout the week, I was asked to upload stems for a trailer opportunity, and I had to take a break, and I had to find the Wi-Fi for this hotel because I wasn't staying at this hotel, and I had to ask someone to give me the Wi-Fi so I could join. And the Wi-Fi was super slow. It took me 2 hours to upload like a 1 gigabyte file. Crazy. And I shared that story. I actually ended up having to borrow someone's hotspot. This is Mia Asano, my favorite violinist ever. She's done so much for me. I'm forever grateful. Some projects for Sync And hopefully we're gonna play something soon. She's also on tour, so definitely catch her on tour if you can. Mia Asano, I would love to catch her in DC, but I think when she's in DC, I will be at South by Southwest, unfortunately. So the day I did get to spend some significant time on the floor. Saturday morning, I spent about an hour on the floor before catching some friends' panels. But I talked to IK Multimedia. I got to put that footage together, but you'll see some of it here. So I think I was trying to do a little intro to the IK Multimedia. Then they were telling me about some of their gear, including this new Arc. I think it's called the Arc Studio. I can't see the name. Arc On Air. So basically, it will on ear. Arc On Ear. It will have these different presets for headphones, and you can hook it up to your computer and then plug in your headphones and then choose the preset in there, and it will basically attune the playback of the system to your headphones. So yeah, check that out. And of course, the iLab monitors you see back there. This is Daniel, who was giving me sort of an overview of the Arc On Ear and some of their iLoud series. So shout out to IK Multimedia. Next, I was just walking the floor again. I think I got stopped at is this a cloud one? No, this is IK Multimedia. Metric Halo. I think Better Maker, I think, was across from them. Let's see if I get if my memories right. What was I walking to? I don't know where I was walking to. Just getting more footage of the floor. Violet Audio's there. I'm making a turn. I'm trying to see if I recognize any brands. I'm moving too fast. But the floor is, again, as far as you can see, these rooms are filled with different brands. This is just one room. Mic DSP is probably one of the first companies I've ever seen for years ago. Like we're talking 20 years ago with their green plugins, as far in the plugin space. But all these different booths, different sizes, different shapes. You see Sony, the big sign up there. I didn't even get over there to talk to them, which I should have now in retrospect. But yeah, it was just a lot happening in very little time because I had so much other things to do, but was able to at least peruse the floor. WSDG, Walter Stork Design Group, they build studios and entertainment venues and auditoriums and things. So I was able to connect with them. Actually, one of my friends who used to work at National Geographic, I still work at National Geographic by day, but one of my friends who used to work there does social media content for WSDG. And yeah, I was able to have a little conversation there, talk to him, and connect him with some of the people that were there at the booth. Walking the floor again, some more the cloud microphones. I think I stepped into that. They have a little booth over there. I'd step into in a couple of seconds here. Shout out to Roger Cloud, who I didn't see him this year, but at least stopping by the booth, seeing the different mics, the studio setup they have. I'm about to enter it right here. This hangout room, nice setup, and then of course the gear that they have there. Those mics are incredible. Yeah, so shout out to Cloud Mics. Let's go to the next one. So then I was going to catch a talk hosted by Dave Tuff, who was there in the hat. He brought up Deborah Cali, James Paolano from Lyric House. Deborah Cali's from the Music Playground, and then Farnell Newton from Formation Sound, co-founder of Formation Sound, and also he works at Marmoset Music. So this was a great chat about sync licensing, the advertising space, movie trailers. So just learned a lot from this panel. There's a little shot of those guys. And then bumped into Lenny Jones, who is founder of 2496. They do a lot of sound design and effects for trailers, and I've worked with them. We had a great chat about what they're working on this year and ways that I can help them out. And then Ben Kruger from the Mixing Night Audio family, connected with him at NAMM. We just bumped into each other on the showroom floor. And then I had to catch the evil geniuses, the two Tims, Timothy Mosher and Timothy Andrew Edwards. And then in the middle here, Eddie Wohl, just talking about their journey, sharing insights into production music, sync licensing, hanging out with Eddie on the showroom floor. There's Brianna right there. What am I talking about here? I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe doing a recap, or you know what? I might be doing an intro to let me see if that's it. In this video, I might be doing an intro or overview of the Butter Effects. I don't think I can fast forward here. Yes. Oh no, that's the on air. So somehow that got all right. I don't know what's happening there. I took a picture of this after the Eddie Wohl panel because they were showing Tia P, who performed at NAMM before. So Tia P, shout out to Tia P and her team. And then as Brianna and I were actually heading out, we were going to grab dinner with my mom and my wife at Roscoe's, which I didn't get a photo of. We ran into the president, John, of president and CEO of NAMM. Had a quick conversation, got his information, and we will be following up. I'll be following up like tomorrow. And the night after our networking event, which I don't think I have a picture of, on here, I posted about it, but there was a Musiversal party, rooftop party. A lot of rooftop parties were at this rooftop over the week, but Musiversal hosted a great networking event. They had some of their musicians performing. They had a DJ out there. By the time we got there, actually, the party was getting close to the end, but great way to end there. And then I'll end it with this one. Actually, this is the Level Up meetup that we hosted at the Cave Bar out in Anaheim. We had about 50 people show up that night. Different conversations, talking about sync, talking about trailers, talking about music. Met some people out there. I should have posted in my communities, but I did not. Next time I will. Lessons learned. Probably if we do a meetup in Austin for South by Southwest, I'll post in my communities for anyone out there who wants to pull up. Hopefully we'll do a meetup out there. But an incredible NAMM. For me, this one has me energized. I always leave them energized for the upcoming year. As far as trends, I didn't even talk about trends that we talked about, but AI not allowed basically in sync or trailers. They don't allow it. Not AI generated music, so stay away from it. There were some AI talks at NAMM. There are some AI companies, I believe, on the floor or at least in the building. There's AI integration with a lot of the software we use, but as far as the generated music side, not allowed in sync or trailers. There was a clear line drawn there, and I'll share I will share the recordings when I get that from Aaron and Cam. So stay tuned. But great NAMM. So not it's more of a photo review and me just having memories as opposed to like recap trends and insights. But again, there's some networking things that I'm working on a book right now. That I'm going to share in the book as far as how you can make the most out of events like this and whether virtual events or even if it's just you with one other person. So there's different layers to connecting. And then whether you're connecting to like your Uber driver or if you're connecting to a music supervisor, and you know how those interactions can be different things. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And that's all I got. Shout out to Level Up, shout out to Brianna, shout out to NAMM. I already have plans for 2027. I don't know if I'll be there, but we'll see what happens. And I'll end this there. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode. Be sure to like, comment,